23 examples of street art magic. Number 23. Who's painting who? This artist took to the street for his self-portrait. This is Julian Beaver, an incredible chalk, that's right, chalk artist who's been drawing since the 90s. From his floral shorts, red-billed cap, and frosty cold beer, he has created a mirror masterpiece. From our perspective, it looks like his portrait might come alive at any moment. Number 22. Basketball. Only the most discerning eye can see what's wrong with this picture. Incredibly, that basketball that is rolled into the middle of the street is actually a 3D painting. Usually, our eyes are trained to spot anything out of the ordinary, but this artist would have you fooled right up until you went to go pick up the ball. Number 21. House illusion. Notice anything? Look closely. No, really closely. This house in Trowbridge, UK is not actually a house at all. In fact, this illusion was created by Roger Smith, who crafted a realistic-looking home design on the side of a bare wall. We guarantee people have tried to peer through the windows, only to find they're actually painted on. Number 20. Center of the Earth. This astounding piece takes up an entire block. It was created by Edgar Mueller, a renowned street painter hailed for his large-scale optical illusions. If you've ever wondered what the apocalypse might look like, here's an idea. With crashing waves and pouring lava, this painting turns an entire street into something out of a sci-fi adventure movie. Number 19. Koi Pond. Looking at her work, you might be tempted to dip your hands into the cool pond or stick around to watch the ripples of the koi fish. The reality is, you could walk on this water. This is a 3D painting by Tracy Lee Stum, and it takes up an entire walkway, making passersby a little uneasy to cross it. Maybe if she had painted a bridge, we wouldn't mind walking over it. Number 18. Pastoral Perspective. This stunning mural was painted by Mehdi Gadianlou in Tehran. By blending his artwork with the existing sidewalk, it's almost impossible to tell where reality ends and fantasy begins. Although it looks like you might be able to walk right into those fields, we don't recommend you try it. Number 17. Balloon graffiti. In Lisbon, Portugal, you'll find famous street artist Sergio Odiz. His artwork seemed to pop straight out of the wall and hang in mid-air. His use of light and shadow make it seem like you could reach out and grab his signature pieces. Number 16. Running water. Another piece by Julian Beaver is this interactive piece. Beaver likes to put himself into his work, and this is no exception. This illusion works perfectly with its environment to create a mind-boggling conundrum. If the hose is part of his artwork, how is he holding the nozzle in his hand? Number 15. Flying carpet. Kurt Wenner is a master illusionist. For this street art, he's built an entire city within a city. The buildings seem to rise out of the earth, and if you look down, you can see people roaming the streets below. But if you're afraid of heights, a ride on the magic carpet might not be the thing for you. Number 14. Ice Age. This icy illusion is another masterpiece by Edgar Mueller. The sheer scale of this illusion is breathtaking, but the terrifying perspective he's created is no less impressive. The falling icicles in the black abyss make it look like you might slip and fall right into this incredible painting. Number 13. Floating illusions. From Swiss-born Felice Varini, we see floating shapes that come in pops of color, contrasting with their urban backdrops. When viewed from the right angle, her pieces seem to defy gravity and reality. If you could Photoshop the real world, we think it might look something like this. Number 12. Canebière. On the side of the Palais de la Bourse, Pierre Delavie has created this incredible illusion using a massive canvas. Delavie turned the side of this building into an archway of illusion, giving the impression you can walk straight through to the famed historic street of Marseille, France. Delavie is a renowned artist of illusion who has turned parts of France into his playground for nearly 30 years. Number 11. Rubble illusion. Looking at this building, you might think it's destined to be demolished. It might halfway be there already. In fact, John Pugh has only created the illusion that half of this building is missing. The incredible optical illusion gives you the sense that you're seeing straight into what could be an Egyptian crypt, when in reality, you're simply looking at the side of a restaurant. Even the woman about to walk in is part of the illusion. That's right, she's a painting too. Number 10. Layered illusion. These colorful layered illusions are popping up all over the place, but very little is known about their artist, someone who goes by the name of 1010. His signature style is to layer colors on top of one another in order to create an illusion of depth. His illusions are turning urban landscapes into incredible, colorful caverns, but where they lead is just as mysterious as the artist himself. Number 9. Melting Paris. From a distance, it looks like the plaster, even the windows and metalwork, is melting in the sun right into the street below. The new facade brought surrealism to life and is the work of Pierre Delavie. Amazingly, this is all the work of illusion photography. An image of the building was distorted using Photoshop and then set over the building's actual facade. This illusion stayed in place for an entire year in 2007. Number 8. indoor swimming pool. This installation was put in place by famous artist Leandro Ehrlich. There's no need to worry, the people in the swimming pool aren't in danger of drowning. In fact, they are in an empty room, viewing the people above them. The illusion is created by suspending water between two transparent sheets of glass, only about 10 centimeters thick. This way, it feels like you might dive right into the pool and swim to the people below, when in reality, you could walk across the pool safely. Number 7. Nelson Mandela. Viewed from its side, this sculpture appears to be nothing special. It is simply a collection of black poles or pipes. However, if you view them from the correct angle, they form the face of Nelson Mandela, a famous politician from South Africa. The sculpture can be found in South Africa on the same spot where Mandela was arrested. This illusion is both striking and powerful, made up of a total of 50 unattached columns. Number 6. Tree line. Xander Olsen's photography project had a simple enough idea: wrap the trunks of trees to blend in with the horizon line behind them. Who knew that the effect would be so incredible? By creating this relationship between the horizon and the trees directly in front of the camera, Olsen blends foreground with background and almost seems to make the sections disappear entirely. Number 5. Hawaiian Waves. The story behind this larger-than-life illusion goes that while the artist, John Pugh, was working on this mural, a fire truck pulled up in order to rescue the children standing above the door. He had painted the children staring in awe at the wave, but had not yet painted the stairs you see now. Would you believe us if we told you that, in fact, the entire side of the building you see is perfectly flat? Even the 2 square windows to the right of the wave are painted on, and if you look closely enough, there is a man standing in the top window, peering out at the surfer. Number 4. Cup of coffee. Manfred Stater specializes in a type of art called hyper-realism. This giant illusion is a perfect example. You can almost smell the freshly brewed coffee. Through an amazing talent, he was able to make it look as though the cup is made of real porcelain, and there could really be a giant metal spoon balancing on the saucer. In reality, the only real thing about this cup of coffee are the coffee grounds Stater is pouring across the foam. Number 3. Russian caves. As part of a series, Edgar Mueller turned the streets of major cities into gorgeous, lake-filled caverns. Covering over 100 square meters, this incredible illusion is another testament to Mueller's work. With this series of nature-inspired illusions, Mueller makes the viewer feel as though they can see right into the center of the earth. Number 2. Flying tree. Many street artists make attempt to add to their environments, but Daniel Searing and Mario Shu are taking something away. These incredibly talented street artists have used foil and cans of plain old spray paint to create this fascinating illusion. By painting the image of the cloudy sky on the midsection of the tree, which has been covered in tinfoil, these artists give the illusion that this massive tree is floating in midair. Number 1. The grass globe. This illusion, designed by Francois Ablanet, is so well executed that even after some careful study, it is still difficult to figure out. Although it appears compact, the Globe Park is actually a massive installation spanning over 300 feet in length. It took 90 people and 5 days to complete. It was designed using the idea of anamorphosis, which requires it to be viewed from one particular angle in order to look normal. From any other angle, this jaw-dropping illusion appears to be just a segmented grass dog park.